Hello, my friends, and welcome to Youth Potential, a channel dedicated to helping young people with mental health problems. I have two books available, 102 Distraction Techniques and Self-Harm to Self-Harmony. Both of these books are only available on Amazon. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hello, my friend, Scott here representing Youth Potential. Now, yesterday was World Mental Health Day and I was supposed to do this video yesterday. I'm really sorry that I didn't do it. I was feeling absolutely exhausted, really run down. Not feeling at my absolute best, and unless I'm in that absolute best state of mind, I tend not to make these videos because I can't get the message out in the way that I want it to. The enthusiasm just isn't there, and it really needs to be, because this whole Youth Potential project means a lot to me, and I really appreciate all of the engagement from you guys and all of the support from you guys. And I just want to be able to produce, good content, or great content. I really want to produce for you guys. So anyway, I'm feeling a lot better today. I've had a bit more sleep. Not been to work today. It's been all right. So finally found the time and energy to get this video done. So thank you very much for your patience, and thank you very much for voting on this video. Even though it was meant to come out yesterday, it's just as relevant today as it would be whether it's World Mental Health Day or not. So anyway, guys, this video is all about opening up about mental illness. It's not really something that I've discussed too much on this channel before, and I'm glad that you guys voted on this video, because it's something that I had to really think about, break down every part of opening up about mental illness step by step, and I've had a really good think about it, and I've looked at the ways that I've successfully opened up about mental illness to people, and also I'm going to talk about the first time I opened up about mental illness and how how bad that went. So anyway, guys, whether you've opened up about mental illness to loved ones, friends, family, partners, etc. before, or whether you haven't, you're going to benefit from this video, because if you've not opened up before, you can follow this kind of like step-by-step video. And if you have opened up to people before, and you feel that it didn't go too well or whatever, you can take segments from this video and just apply it. Again, you can, maybe you had an argument with someone and it didn't go too well in terms of you opening up, you didn't feel like you got anywhere, you can do it all over again, okay? So let's get on with it. So first of all, let me tell you a bit about how I opened up about mental illness the first time. I was 15 and it didn't go well at all. So I can't remember why, but my mum and I, we were arguing. I honestly can't remember. What I do remember is at the end of the argument, that the absolute boiling point, I just blurted out, no wonder I feel like killing myself. And just silence. My mum didn't know what to say. She started getting upset, and I was like, whoa, okay, I've kind of crossed a line there in some sort of respect. I've never said that out loud to anyone before, let alone my own mum. And prior to that, I think, we were just bickering back and forth, and I feel like I wanted to scream out about how I felt, like I felt like I wasn't going anywhere in life, that I felt that I was just a nobody. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life, and whatever I did do, it just wasn't good enough. On top of that, there was, being bullied, feeling pretty lonely, and just the whole thing with my mum and dad getting divorced many years before that. And it wasn't good at all. The fact that to actually get anywhere with her, I had to blurt that out, and I felt bad for saying it, because making my mum cry wasn't a particularly nice thing. But at the time, I reached like the kind of tipping point, and it just came out. And yeah, I don't want you guys to make that mistake, okay? Although after I said that, we eventually got to a point where we could talk a bit more civilly, and then it was a case of, okay, Scott, you need to get help. We could have definitely gone about that a lot better, but I never opened up about my mental health. My mum never had a conversation with me like that before. But yeah, learn from my mistake, guys. Don't get into an argument in order to open up about your mental health, okay? It's not good, okay? So what should you guys do though? The first thing I suggest to anyone when it comes to opening up about your problems, the first thing is think about what you want to say, okay? I don't know, Put yourself in your room, an isolated area where you can think clearly, where you can be honest with yourself, and get a pen and paper, okay? Now, all you need to do is bullet point the things that you want to say, okay? It's not going to be easy to get from your head to the paper, especially if this is the first time opening up about mental illness, but you've got to do it, my friend. You've got to be honest. The person that you're opening up to, you've got to be honest, okay? You don't need to go into gruesome details about things, but you will need to cover key points, the things that are really bothering you, that you've got to be able to describe your feelings. And the idea of having it on paper is that, first of all, getting it from your mind onto paper is kind of like almost like a practice for your brain at being able to actually express it in the first place in a more constructive manner rather than self-harming or lashing out or whatever. And sometimes there's lots of feelings in there which are hard to translate into words, but having a little practice, writing it down beforehand, is going to make it easier for you, okay? So whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, you need to be able to write it down, okay? You can either write it down word for word, or you can write bullet points, you know, to kind of get the key points across, but you need to write it down, okay? That is so important, okay? It's going to make it a hell of a lot easier for you when you actually have to talk to this person about how you feel. So write those notes. The second thing you need to do is obviously go over these notes in your own time, have a look over them and think, right, okay, is that definitely what I want to say? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Just go over your notes a few times. You don't need to remember everything you've written down off the top of your head, because you're going to bring those notes with you when you open up, okay? But just make sure you kind of got the idea, okay? You've got it written down. You kind of know in the back of your mind what you want to talk about. You need to time it well when it comes to opening up, okay? As I say, don't try and force a conversation, especially through an argument, okay? Don't shout at someone to get them to listen to you. I know sometimes it feels like you need to do that, but that's not the time. If you're feeling like crap, you don't want to bring up the conversation then. If the other person that you're trying to open up to is in a bad mood, they've had a bad day at work or whatever, or things aren't going well, you know, you just get that negative vibe, don't try and bring it up then. The best time you can bring it up is when you're both kind of as relaxed as you can possibly be. I like to open up, for example, to my mum. I like to have a coffee chat. You know, we'll go out to get a coffee, we'll sit down, she's relaxed, I'm relaxed, you know, I might not be feeling great, but I feel well enough to be able to talk. She's receptive, I'm going to be receptive to her, etc., etc. It just makes it a hell of a lot easier, okay? So time it well. Create that positive environment, or at least a calm, relaxed environment. Maybe if you're open up to your mum or your dad or a friend or whatever, have them come around, get in your front room, offer them a tea or a coffee, a drink, you know, and just say, look, I would really appreciate it if we could just have a chat, please. Like, it would mean a lot to me. You know, don't get angry and say, we need to have this chat right now, or these are my things, blah, 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 blah. Listen to me, okay? You've got to approach this very calmly. You've got to time it well when, you know, everyone's kind of relaxed. That's the way you got to do it, okay? You need to start that conversation with things being calm, okay? So sit down. You might be opening up to both your parents or multiple family members or multiple friends. It doesn't matter. Sit down. Just try and be as relaxed as you possibly can, sitting in your chair. Have your notes ready, okay? And then you've just got to let it out. Just try and let it out as calmly as possible without getting frustrated, okay? And one thing you also want to do is remind them that, ask them to listen, okay? Listen and ask questions at the end, okay? Just say, look, can I just get this out, please? Please don't interrupt me. Just any questions you have, say for the end. I just want to get it all out. Please listen. It would mean a lot to me, and I would find that easy to open up to you, okay? Because that's what they want. They want you to open up to them. So, yeah, just let it all out. It's going to be hard, okay? It's going to be hard getting it out and saying these things. You know, like, I've hurt myself, or I've been feeling really depressed, I've been thinking about suicidal thoughts. They're not easy things to say, okay? They do get a bit easier eventually, but in the beginning, it's not easy. Have your notes there. Just refer to those notes, okay? It's going to be easier for you to not deviate and go off track and on different tangents if you've got these notes there, okay? If you don't know what to say, just look down and just try and get it out, okay? I know it's not easy, but I know you can do it. If I can get it out, and I've spoken to so many people and given them so many backstories about myself, or telling them how I'm feeling, you know, it comes natural now. It's still not easy, but at least I don't really have any shame in what I'm saying. But yeah, it takes practice, and I know you'll get there, okay? Just do your best to remain calm. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Just try and remain calm, okay? There might be things that are really pissing you off, but don't let that project in your voice, okay? You may start crying and breaking down. That's perfectly okay. They need to see that kind of emotion, all right? When you've finished getting it all out, just remember, whoever you've told has just had a load of information and emotion unloaded onto them. So just put yourself in their shoes for a second, okay? A family member or a friend or whatever, a loved one has just opened up about their mental illness, and they're probably feeling a little bit worse for wear now, okay? I know you are the patient or the sufferer or whatever, but that person you've just unloaded to has now just had to feel a part of that. So just cut them some slack as well. They're going to want to ask questions, okay? It's going to be very easy for you to get defensive. It's going to be easy for you to start arguing and just, yeah, this is just as hard as it is to open up. But when they start asking questions, okay, don't let yourself fly off the hook. Do your absolute best to remain calm. Just try and answer as many questions as you can, all right, okay? If there's a question that you're not willing to answer, the best thing you can do, and you need to say this with sincerity, is to say, look, I'm not ready to talk about that now, but I will do in the not too distant future, and when I'm ready, I will talk to you about it, okay? Please respect my wishes. They're going to want to know everything that's going on inside your head, okay? But it's not going to be easy for you to say everything, and especially answering their probably really difficult probing questions. But you need to give them the hope that you will open up about it eventually, okay? Especially if it's your mum or dad, parent, or a partner, they care about you at the end of the day. I know they may not always show it, they may not understand, but they do care about you. And you've got to meet them halfway, okay? They're going to ask questions, you're going to repeat, they're going to ask more questions, and you're going to answer, and it's just try and keep this flow going, okay? It's not going to be easy, but you've got to try and keep it up, all right? Just try and remain calm. Just put yourself in their shoes as well. And the one thing that you really want to finish on, and the one thing that you want to get across, other than telling them what it is that you struggle with, is that you need to ask for their support, okay? Just say, look, I know this is a really hard thing to talk about, and I know I don't always behave like the best person, okay? My mental health hasn't been great of late, and I know my behaviours, it's not an excuse for my behaviour, but I've been struggling, but I really need your support, please. And they're probably going to say, I will support you, but please come to me when you're struggling. Just at least say that you'll try, okay? Just really try. And the best thing to finish off with is a hug as well, okay? One of the 4 happy brain chemicals that you can release is oxytocin. Hugs, best way to release oxytocin. You also get oxytocins out of a handshake, but that's far too formal for this. I think you've got to give hugs. And it's just kind of a positive note to finish that really tough conversation with. Even recording this video, I feel like it's been a little bit draining for me. It's not easy opening up, but you do need to open up, okay? I know you're probably sick and tired of struggling on your own, but you don't have to struggle on your own. You may think that your family, your parents, your partner or whatever don't understand, but they will never understand. They will never understand exactly what it's like because they're not you. However, you have got to let them in just a little bit, and that requires some effort on your part to open up, okay? It's not easy, but take what I've said in this video and just please try and apply it, okay? Don't suffer in silence. Begin to open up, and you'll find it easier to talk a little bit more, and that's going to make it easier for you on this whole journey. Thank you very much for watching, guys. All the best. Take care.